All right. Hello, one viewer according to Twitch, probably myself. Hello, anybody in the VOD. I'm gonna go ahead and get started here. As soon as I find OBS again. May have too many windows open. Hello. Got it. We got there. Just looking at the top rankings, the top ranked teams. Most of those, I don't have those characters, so that's just going to be me not having those characters as a limiting factor there. Classic problem. But I think I'm going to go ahead and get started. I want to try. So I've been able to clear very hard. And I was able to do that with this team here. I've seen a similar team that actually had no defender whatsoever pull it off as well. But this was able to actually just single team clear that. In my experience, it did fail once in practice on auto battle, but the other two times in actual practice in practice and actual use, I guess, did manage to clear it on auto. I've never actually done this on Extra. I'm not sure how this is going to go. So I'm going to start with just throwing this at it and see what happens. I do also have, yeah, like this team isn't even valid for next. So we'll see when we get there. I've not actually tried a second teams or anything yet. But the only way to begin is by beginning, as they say. So, I do have Sayaka in here as my defender on this team to give the extra barriers to, I guess, right, this one has no healer in it, so just going entirely off of that, which is immediately going a little bit worse than it was on the previous difficulty. No surprise there. As long as we get our barriers up soon. Come on, Sayaka. You're next. There we go. Hopefully, we don't really get through those. Good morning, Ray Ray. How's it going? Good to see you here. I am needing to drink this water real quick. 1 second. My throat's a little scritchy. Now I need to pick up the cap for my water bottle that I just fumbled all over the place. Well, Don, if you want to keep that stream streak up, you're gonna have to stop going out with your daughter so often. I recommend doing that instead of keeping up the stream streak, though. But I'm sorry, I did kind of have one stream that started as soon as you left to go hang out with your daughter. So I'm kind of playing against you here. I'm glad to hear that you are doing good, Ray. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. I have something that's ultimately, like, I'm pretty sure good news, but is also just, like, slightly triggering. So I've been, like, just a little anxious the last couple days, but otherwise pretty good. Like, I got to hang out with friends yesterday and everything, so play some Magic the Gathering. I even won one of the games. Looking back at the game here, it does look like the barriers are holding up so far on extra difficulty. I'll say it depends on the family. Whether stream streak or family might be more important. It's, like many things in life, it depends. Some family does need to be avoided. Other family does need to be embraced. Yeah, I am pleasantly surprised so far, as somebody who typically will only use Kirika as a defender. This is extra difficulty. So I got through very hard with just this team, as you see here on Auto Battle. Was able to solo clear the full 2 waves on very hard. So I'm just trying out Extra for the first time ever. I haven't done it on any of the other battles yet. Yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised by Sayaka here, who I did take over Kirika, because I do need to start trying out other ones besides Kirika, but also because she does feed, I'm using the like hits of elemental weakness to increase the gauge. So she helps feed that a lot as well. That's a lot of what this team is doing, honestly. Nice, pretty similar to yours, and you have cleared Extra already. That's promising news. I could, if it doesn't pull through though, I could potentially use some advice on how it's different. Although I'm afraid that advice might be use a seasonal character that you don't have. Don says, perhaps the stream streak is family? Something to ponder. So he did also say BRB because he's making some burgies, but my thoughts on that is, yes, we are family, so come on, bro. He hasn't even guest starred on my stream yet. I've guest starred on his stream multiple times. Technically, I'm a part of his stream team, and I've just only been on a couple of times. But besides the point. Which, hey, maybe some more me content coming out on Control-Alt-Delete at some point. Of which I am the alt. Fun fact. I have a fan club that's not even aware that I have a personal channel. Pure chaos, I guess. The chaos that is my life. It was more of a joke fan club. It's due to how infrequently I actually appeared on the channel. There was somebody that would just get really hyped whenever I was around, had created like a fan club account. This was a few years ago. Yeah, I just live a ridiculous life, and there are many absolutely absurd statements that I can make about myself that are 100% true. Been on the Japanese news twice. My photo has been in a manga. I don't even know which one. And also with that, I've never been to Japan. I have been interviewed by the Japanese news twice. And had my photo taken by a mangaka who asked for permission to publish it in their manga. The language barrier was a little bit too high, though, so I was not able to manage to find out which manga they wrote. So I don't know what manga my photo's in, but to my understanding, my photo was going to be in... So I had a mohawk at the time, and that's what they were interested in. Both the mangaka and the Japanese news. On 2 separate occasions for the same reason. I was at the DEF CON convention where some cool people that I know run an event called Mohawk Con where you can donate to charities and they give you a mohawk. So I had done that. And yeah, I looked awesome at least one of those years. I've got some old pictures from that. That I was rocking that. It looked good. Which I did also just kind of sport that hairstyle for like 3, maybe 4 years of my life. In my like mid-20s, early mid-20s. I'm actually thinking of going back that direction now. I've already been slowly, gradually, like, shaving off chunks off the side, so... decided to try long hair. Sensory issues. Alright, so this team did not solo. It didn't even do much to the boss. So... need to load up second team. So we're going to need to swap out Mommy here. So this is where, in previous seasons, things have started to kind of fall apart for me. So I'm happy to stream it now for potentially help or, you know, forcing me to play at least to learn. Classic. Good old Moimura. She'll save us. Because, yeah, once I've played my good units, and then I just have to, like, throw things together out of less optimal units, it starts to fall apart. And actually, no, I want right now. I mean, that's not even that great. This is, yeah, speed. Sure, we'll go with that. Yeah, this is the team that I like started to kind of like theory on what I would want against the boss, but then the boss didn't work how I would, you know, thought it would. So, learning. Yeah, one good team and one OK team, you're glad you don't have to use. That's how I usually wind up in these, and I'm like, the good team didn't cut it. And... okay, well, that didn't work. We're gonna have to reevaluate. I'm pretty sure I have the, like, team up defense chrysalis on at least 2 of these characters. That did nothing. Oof. Okay, so, quick question. You said that my team was similar to the one that you used to beat Exedra. Any recommendations? What did you do differently? You know what would have made a difference here, though? Kirika. Because we would have started with barriers in that case. Which, oh man. I don't think since early game, before I figured out to switch from Sana to Kirika, I don't think I have ever once used Sna and not been horribly, horribly disappointed. I'm sorry. I love you as a character, but as a unit, Sana, you're lacking in everything I always need you for. That girl needs some buffs. Um, yeah, these two don't have it, so we're gonna go ahead and retreat. We're gonna go back. Can only work with Hatsuki. Fair. It's that. Um. Okay, we're just gonna retreat and reassess. Yeah, that score was not great. Um. So sign. Trying to think, because yeah, I kind of like I tried to optimize this team for just getting as much out of hitting as wide as possible, because that's what we're doing right here. Mommy's doing that as well. And then I had been kind of thinking like, maybe the boss will be single target, and then I quickly read it's not. And then was getting through with one team until then. But see here. I wonder if we ran out of time. Ren is contributing a lot to the damage that we're able to spread out across the team. Okay. You went breakerless, so you had Moemura. So I like you're thinking in the correct direction here. And no Sayaka, but Kaede, that makes a lot of sense. So, okay, so then you did have Ren, Moemura, and yeah, I had been thinking, because again, I don't care for defenders outside of Kirika. Going no defender though, does kind of scare me, especially after what I just witnessed of getting one shot there. But if you say so, but if not, then I think I'll probably swap out Ren for a defender. But we do really just need as much speed. We did survive. Okay. Sakura Mami, is that the no, the new one is Rebellion Mami. Um which one is Sakura Mami again? Falling off the wiki. There's only like 8 mommies now, right? Yeah, I have tiramisu finale. The one that just bakes you into a cake. I got that mommy from the seasonals. And that's this one. Oh yeah. So yeah, is she the defender? Okay, yeah. Oh, regular? Okay. Okay, so yeah. Got mommy, right? Yeah. Let's see if I die. Do I want a different one of these? I've not gotten to the point of thinking about like selecting those min maxing yet. All right, let's go ahead and send it. Send this practice. Okay, keep that one. Okay. Good. I'm glad my initial assessment wasn't the worst possible option. It seemed like the one that was going to get the most activation. Yeah, I'm getting a little concerned already. Okay, nobody's dead yet. We have another turn. Okay. The only problem you had was too much SP. That is a wild problem to have, but I see what you mean. Okay. I see what's happening now, and it's all coming together, and I do like this strategy. Good. Like, I was a little scared in the first half, but now it's happening. I have seen that apparently the infinite combo with Hazuki and Santa Sayaka apparently is able to be used for this again. They had patched it previously, I thought, but apparently it works again. And you may recall, I believe on stream, I did pull a bit for Santa Sayaka. Never got her. I wasn't at a point to have the resources to pull for full pity, only 100 of the 200. 200 pity is so rough. But I do have a bunch of gems sitting in my account, wanting to be used now, so I would like... Honestly, I would like Fuka to come back, or Madokami, or Hamusifer. But I feel like what's going to happen is we're going to get units for Purgus Noct Rising, which I hear does have an October theatrical release in Latin America now through Amniplex, who's supposed to be doing the US distribution as well. So that gives me hope that around October we'll also be seeing something. They're probably holding the announcement for an upcoming show, like convention, but yeah, I see how this team is working fantastically through Wave 1. I'm afraid of Wave 2. I'm terrified of Wave 2 right now. But yeah, Aniplex does have Latin America theatrical release scheduled and announced for October, from what I've read. And they're handling the US distribution as well. So my dreams, my literal dreams, since I've seen Rebellion, actual nocturnal dreams I've had, might get to go to the theater to see a fourth Madoka movie with my BFF. The movie will probably be way more coherent than it was in my dreams, and the theater will probably not be a situation where you take your shoes off at the door and find like just a cozy couch or a beanbag to chill at. It was way more like college hangout auditorium vibes, but in my dream it was technically a theater. We drove there. It looked like a regular theater from the outside. Yeah, I'm confident we'll get it in English. I'm hoping within a couple of months of the Japanese release. I'm very curious how they're going to handle the character releases. Are they going to wait for the US release? Which would make some, like, waiting a bit after release to not spoil things from Japan in the first place makes sense. Like, give that, like, 2 months, which would then put it around the Latin American release and theoretically US release. But we'll probably get limited characters for that, so I'll probably want to save my gems for that. But I also suspect we're probably not too far from getting Kazumi, and I want her, but I expect her to go 2 standards, so I might just have to forego pulling for her when she comes out. Unless my channel suddenly takes off immensely between now and then, and I have some free cash to burn, but this. Alright. This team's still definitely working. We are actually getting down a little bit in SP. Oh yeah, I'm doing auto right now. I'm just... I will actually play the game when that doesn't work out, which will probably be immediately after this run. But hey, if I have, like, just unlimited SP, basically, auto's just doing what I want anyway, right? Yeah, I don't think, because after Extra there's Crisis difficulty, right? I definitely don't see me pulling that off, without actually playing, which scares me. I'm not confident that I'll be able to beat that. I'm hopeful that I'll be able to beat this difficulty. Yes, that does make sense. That would be a flaw of the... There's not much to the auto battle logic, but that is one little piece that is sometimes convenient, sometimes inconvenient. Okay, they won't heal when everybody's full health, but hopefully that doesn't make too much of a difference. I think we're on turn 3 right now. Which isn't too far into the time that we've had here in Wave 2. It is definitely a whole lot slower than very hard. This is the most SP I think I've ever had in this game, though. So this is, if nothing else, satisfying to see in that regard. Alright, if I do wind up having to rerun this one, I think we'll be moving the Eternal Sakura more towards the middle of the team. She clearly has the least defense. Yeah, we definitely are triggering that Vanguard effect quite often, quite effectively. So, definitely seems good that I did not change that. Oh no, we're at the end. That's brutal. We are gonna have to come in with the second team. Alright, let's contemplate what a second team without any of those units looks like. Okay, so she's already played, so we have to swap her for sure. Here, let's. So few options. Does take longer. You could not bring yourself to replace Buffers or Ren with Christmas Ren or Lena. Yeah. I mean, if it worked for you, then that's pretty. It worked. So, all right. Actually, we're just gonna go ahead and go with ye old. I can't bring myself to not have Kirika. She's just the best option every time. I don't care that she's off element. I'm gonna try it anyway. Well, I guess actually, I mean, does Sayaka start with anything? We're just gonna rely. We're just gonna keep trusting in our girl Kirika. All right, now for anything else. I mean, actually, we might want to take her as attacker instead. She's gonna hit wide more often. Continue to believe that Oriko's primary use is as a support, so. Let's go over here. Let's filter out attackers. And I guess I could go Alina this time. I could mess some stuff up and maybe just go double breaker to try and break up more for more action advance. Oof. It's just so few options. Take a healer along. I just want to smashy. We will give this a go. Yeah, that sounds better than that other one I was just reading. By like a lot. Okay, yeah, everybody else has got some decent stuff on it. All right. Oh yes, I do have the A5 Alina, so that definitely helps with things. Also, I love how you can very visibly see which two characters I've put more attention into than the others. Slash, just have more sense. But yeah, why is Alina so low? I have her appropriately leveled and whatnot, right? Just double check that. Yeah. I just haven't leveled this up much. I guess I do have come into like a few more tomes here, so or grimoires. So you know what, yellow. There we go. Maybe that'll help. She's still a little bit stronger now. I've been very much saving up those resources for exactly these situations. Alright. Oof. Hey, Kirika? Kirika, I'm gonna need you to... Oh no. Oh yeah, yes. Just break it. Break it. Why is it still next in the rotation? Why? Still alive? Still alive? Kirika, why are you still behind the boss? Why are you still... I need action advance? This is gonna hurt. Oh, okay. The boss decided we get to live. Monika's chip healing is not gonna do it here, I don't think. But, let's see what happens. Maybe Kirika's barriers will just be enough from here on out. Nope. Brutal. Well, we got it to phase 2. That's progress. So, you did make the point that if I didn't play manually, then I'd be able to get maybe more activations and mana out of why am I blanking right now? Kaede. And that does seem like a place where I could improve over the last round, but I don't know if it's going to be enough to close it out fully. Either way, we do need to play through that first round in order to get the chance to try a second team again, which I think I'm going to put heals on. Everybody else died so easy. Why are these two hard to kill? Alright, we got there. Alright, we're not going to try and go to a third team here. We are going to go ahead and full retreat. Yeah, here, I'll go back and look at the assign here in a sec. Yeah, I don't care what my score was. It was not anything meaningful. Alright, so practice prep, go back to here. We've got and you know what? I haven't, yeah, Kaede might be a little under level, but I haven't used her in a while. So that's another place where I can improve. So yeah, 5, 5, 5, 5, and 2. So they're all pretty up there except for 1. I'm going to go ahead and give a little bit of levels. To, no, not through that interface. You gotta click this one in order to interact with that. It's not much, but it is a small increase to my stats. Now these, she could use extra 10. She's been proving to be useful for various problems in this, so I'll go ahead and give her the last 10. Bring that up as well. She's also just at 4. She's at 7. she's at 7, and I mean, she's Ascension locked, so she can't go any further there. Okay. So yeah, max ascensions on all except for Kaede, so your run's only Ascension 2? Okay. But A5 Kaede. Oh, you can backseat as much as you want. Oh, here's. I also forgot to change this before the last one, so that's also not helping. I think I like. I've generally been going for this one. All right, give you a sec to pull up your team. Yeah, I'm also be looking over here because I hardly ever run healers because they're just aren't relevant to most content when you have a maxed out Kirika. So I'm not really sure what supports or portraits I should be throwing on Kaede, really. And having realized now that I absolutely just forgot to change those at all last time. Certainly not helping. So yeah, give her cake party and I mean, the sheet I'm looking at does say Glitter Joy over. I mean, Era doesn't even show up on the list. So that is what I'm saying recommended for her there. And let me double check. I want to see what Kaede's Ascension abilities are. So I know what you would have that I wouldn't. Okay, so it's on special attack, grants 1 SP. So that just kind of helps feed into the infinite SP thing, but didn't seem like I was really having an issue with that last time, so that might not be a deciding factor. And it's really just skill spamming, except with Moemura and ults at some points. Okay, well, I have fixed her portraits, so that will do a little bit of something. I will get a little bit more acceleration from playing manually and actually triggering her abilities. Let's go ahead and right this interface. Let's level her up. Where are you at for the special attack level ups for your characters? So I'm at like 4, 4, 7, 7, 4. And I could increase some of those, and I probably should, at least for the Eternal Sakura. So I was like, go back and forth in my head with like how much effect I get out of increasing that with, say, Morimura when it's like percents to increase damage dealt. Like, yeah, that's good, but then also on the other hand, as an attacker, it's like a massive difference in how much damage you actually do. And then it's also the last couple levels are just so many grimoires. Everybody is max. How do you have so many grimoires? And why is she equipped here? Man, I really messed up my team last time. Okay. All right, so fixed a couple of issues since last time. Go ahead and at least going to bring her up to there. That's a little bit more. It's about time. She's one of the best units in the game. You can have level 7. Yeah, I want to continue to serve Grimoires because there are other ones that I also want to max out. All right. So I've done a bit of optimization. Now I just need to optimize in the gameplay as well. So, wait, what? What's the wait for? I'm just gonna. I can always exit out at any time. I'm going to keep hitting. Whoops, that was wrong. All right, let's just retreat. I already failed. I already totally threw in the game. Switch Mommy and Moimura? Okay. Oh, yeah, did I also... Okay, so immediately, I don't understand why I want to do that. There's something to this build that you did make. Okay, and then I need to fix these, because that's not going to work, so I want... Where do I have it? Right, Mabayu, that's what I had over here. Okay. Here, I want that. Okay. Just the way you did it, so you're picking. All right. What do you think about moving Sakura over to the middle where Ren is, since Sakura seemed to have lower defenses and thus would prioritize healing the center area and thus 3 units as opposed to over here? Because losing a third of the healing to targeting Sakura over here and thus only hitting one other seems like something I noticed. Not that I was actually dying at all at any point. Plus, I can, I guess, just target it on Mommy to hit this. Yeah, if I'm playing manually, it's not a problem. That's right. I don't play this game manually often. I always think around the auto battle logic. Okay. Oh, you had your Sakura in the middle, but it doesn't matter. All right. Well, we'll double check that theory here. It might be critically important. Okay, there we go. Battle skill. Battle skill. I really wish they would stop putting copyrighted music in these battles. But I also really just need to get, like, a playlist of some background music for myself for these situations. You had Moimura target the minion with the lowest health. So that would be this one in this case. Should I be going ahead and firing this off here? Because then everybody ults. That seems like doing things faster. Yeah, absolutely. Here we go. Everybody except for the... Attacker gets to ult. And the faster you faster, the faster you can faster, as I always say. Basically, the sooner that you can get things moving at a faster rate, the more benefit you're going to get from that. So yeah, she only hits 3, so I should kind of hit off on the side to get her debuff onto more of them to get her to activate more. So we'll target off to that side as well. Yeah, I guess there are a couple of different layers to not using automatic battle logic will actually make things a bit more effective here. Battle skill, ult. I really wish on keyboard there was a dedicated, but wait, is there? Yes, okay, so. Although I wish it was just like one button for battle skill, one for basic instead of toggling with tab. At any rate, we want to send that. And then one EL is going to die. Bring up the next one and see here. All right. Just keep battle skilling. What? I should do this so that if I get hit, darn it, didn't do it fast enough. Yeah, here seems good because that one's going to die soon. This one won't have the buff yet because it just came out. Okay. Hang that one there. And no, I'll put, yeah, that target. The interface should maybe not be directly in front of where enemies can be, or at least not quite so big. All right, let's go in here. I've never seen this much SP. Beautiful. Okay. Let's go here. Got surrounded by ones that will live a little bit longer. Yeah. Yeah, I've seen some crazy speed strat stuff, but this is my first experience with unlimited SP strats, and it's a beautiful and glorious thing. Let's see here. And be that way. Hello, official Madoka Kaname. It is overwhelming to meet you. The actual Madoka. Welcome in. Thanks for stopping by my stream, coming into chat. I am a huge fan. As you can see, I have one of your shirts. I also, um, I mean, I'm wearing Homura's glasses and ring. And what bigger fan of Madoka Kaname could one be than being a fan of Madoka's greatest fan? Oh no, we're actually we're gonna use our last SP here. And there's some SP back. The cycle continues. Alright, we're gonna aim over here now, since those are just gonna die soon. Got this team from a friend, just had to switch the attacker and some supports. It's effective, really good build. Alright, I'm gonna hope the ult healing cures all of that. I want to get the MP over these characters here, and then once that happens, alright, let's ult, and let's ult. Yeah. Alright, we're almost through wave 1. And we're only in round 2, I believe. So that is more promising than last run. This is looking decent. Need to finish off 2 more, I think? And that'll do it. Alright. Now we're to the actual problem phase. An immediate auto attack, and then immediate Ren getting to put her debuff on things. Good sign. Try and get a couple more. Okay, in this phase, you have Moemura target the minions. Makes sense. So let's start doing that. Yeah, everyone else boss. Okay, makes sense. Target the minion. Alright, so we are probably getting a lot more action advance than our last attempt here. So I am hopeful that we'll be able to get something out here, but if not, the second team definitely needs a lot more rework. But I think I'll probably Sahika save me from these familiars? Yeah, valid. Which, if we go to a second team, Sahika will probably wind up being the defender there. And I will probably have Madoka on the team too, so that probably will exactly be happening. Oops. Keep accidentally holding down. Yeah, let's get this. over there. Make that happen. Do I have the new Sayaka? Unfortunately, no, I do not have the new Sayaka. So my account is, as of so far, entirely free to play and didn't get around the free poll. So yeah, which I have noticed. So I theorized that the new units were going to be pretty critical or like pretty good for this fight. And looking at the top rankings earlier, it appears that was the case. Looks like the new units are definitely dominating here. Yeah, very unfortunately, I don't have her. But it seems like you did get it, but keep trying to give up. So you did a little confused. Did you get the new unit and trying for more, or oh, don't give up? Yeah, yeah. I'm debating because it is like rebellion units, and like I do kind of want it for that. So like I am a little tempted to pull on that, but I'm also concerned about Valpurgisnacht Rising characters coming out in like a couple of months and wanting to save up for that. Because I was theorizing earlier, the new movie Valpurgisnacht Rising, comes out in a couple of weeks in Japan on the 28th. The Latin American theatrical release is apparently confirmed for the beginning of October. The same company is responsible for the distribution in the US and has not announced anything there yet, but in theory would be around the same time, maybe in between Japan and Latin American release. And I would think that they'd want a little bit of time for the sake of spoilers between the release of the movie and the release of the characters, which, if they're doing that around the Japanese schedule, would put it around the release of the movie in the US. And if that's the case, like I'm probably gonna want whatever new units come from that. I don't know what's coming in this movie. I've been waiting to plan a Monica themed tattoo until after this movie because I want to like pick and choose from the whole franchise once it's complete. And I got no idea what's coming. You're trying to get mommy? Yeah, that's if you got the resources for it. I wish you the best of luck in that, or at least being able to get her out of pity. Or best chance I wish for you, getting full ascension on one character, pretty much there, and then maybe using your pity to grab the last ascension of those and max them out. But yeah, not decided yet if I'm going to try and pull further for these new units. Though they seem strong, I do like them as they are from Rebellion. Like, I do want. Rebellion, so good. Yeah, I'm guessing with a name like Official Madoka Kaname, you're probably a fan of the bigger franchise as a whole. I've read pretty much all of the spin-off mangas. I've been meaning to read Null Magical Girl, which I did find an English translation of. Okay, let's unload this over there. And do this. And then this one on that one. Got a bunch of buttons to click here suddenly. As is the way of the cascading builds. So we are on the last round. So we might still be going to a second team. Okay, let's get Moimura to ult again. There we go. Oh. Nice, thank you for the follow. I did not get my audio alert for that for some reason. Yeah, I plan on doing more content within this game, more streams when things like the new Crisis come out and everything. But I'm also planning to make some YouTube videos around Madoka content eventually. I'm in the planning phase for that, planning to try and record in a couple of weeks. I want to try and hit close. Yeah, I'm apparently on the last turn. I mean, we got a lot of action advance here. I can still probably get a decent amount of stuff in, but I don't know if we're going to close it out before going to a second team. Hi, Homura. Huge fan. My most relatable character is Mabayu, because she basically saw episode 11 and was like, Homura is the coolest character ever, which is my experience. Protect Madoka at all costs. That is absolutely a prime directive, I understand. Come to think of it, I think I've been seeing a player around in Exedra named Official Madoka Kaname. Is that you? Actually, trying to remember if I feel like I may have friend listed. Yeah, are we friends? If not, I definitely should have. I think I've at least popped into some raids of yours before. I recognize the name. Of course, Official Madoka Kaname. How am I not going to recognize the name like that? But from the game. Ooh, the pain is happening. I don't like phase 2 of the boss. Phase 2 of the boss hurts. Phase 2 of the boss hurts a lot. Okay, that's alright. Okay. They chose Mercy. I don't understand why. But I will accept that Mercy. And throw a grenade at their minions. We are running out of turns. I think at this point it's basically a question of, are we going to get it into phase 3? Oh yeah, looks like probably. Alright. We made it to phase 3. Now we just need to build a second team that doesn't immediately lose 2 of its units before it gets to actually do anything defensively. So definitely close. I can see how with that team, I don't know what I'm doing differently other than having less ascensions on K8A and not maxing out my special attacks. Not sure what I'm doing. That's the difference there. I can see how you beat it with that team though, and that's a really interesting build. All right, so let's see here. Let's try swapping to Sayaka here. He does get Ascension 2. No, right. I think she only gets barrier on herself. Start. Although it does decrease their damage taken at start. That might make a difference. Oh, yes, I will definitely do that, if not already. It's been very sporadic when I wind up doing that. Yeah, let's see here. Let's... Remember, I've done this like twice before, no, once before. So I want to, yes, here we go. Do ye old copy paste. Yeah, I'm kind of sporadic in what times I tend to be doing raids and stuff, but I love hopping into people's raids when I get the chance. And then I got some fairly built Kyoku on loan. It's probably something I should advertise at some point in time, but yeah, I've got like a maxed out, fully choiced out Chrysalis Kirika. If you ever need just a really beefy defender. I love my Kirika. Yeah, I've got a couple other units pretty much maxed out, including Pluvia. I feel like I want more defenses on this team. So I think I'll forego the second breaker. And I want healer, defender, debuffer, buffer. Something I just need to be taking less damage at the beginning of the battle. Maybe I just throw Kirika in here. Thinking is really just in who's getting targeted and when to use buffer ults right into when you get all your SP back. Yeah. Yeah, it is luckily a limited thought team, which works a lot better for me. I usually use auto battle for a reason. I only have so much think, and when I run out of think, I'm just out of think. The stream is going to be pretty much all of my think for the day. Yeah, I used to be in some printing related business, and I like to use the phrase "the printer is out of think." I'm the printer. I'm out of think. I can no longer handle the. Ooh. Turns out, employment wasn't for me. Uh, yeah, I need some survival. Think. Okay, no, never mind. I thought she had like both, like the focused and the other guard. She does have one of them. I mean, it's only going to make so much of a difference. But does she? I need somebody else who applies some defense. Which again, I want to go back to Kirika. I always want to go back to Kirika. Nansana. Do you have anything for some immediate upfront defense? I don't think so. Oh no, she does. Okay, so yeah, let's actually try that. Yeah, definitely feel free to throw your team into the Discord. I should probably start doing that as I figure out things as well, or maybe as like post-stream updates. Yeah, all right, let's swap some things here. Let's consult ye old Magia Exedra info sheet to double check their recommendations for this unit. All right, so we're going to throw Kirika on there. Does, of course, recommend the unit that's already over here, Quato, but she's going to be going over there. Oh. Man, I'm just like, I'm so scared after. No, I don't want a tank. I want a healer. I need to not die immediately. And even Kiriko wasn't enough, which is wild. We'll give this a shot. We'll give this a go. We're just gonna commit to it, and we'll go through the whole battle again, if we need to do that. Let's see what that's taken. That one is. Yeah. No, that is not what I want. Okay. No. Have we even leveled that portrait? Yeah, I don't even see the one that the sheet is recommending in the ones that I have leveled here. I don't want to look through all of these for it. I've got so many portraits. Let's just try and grab. My speed might not be bad if my issue is that I keep dying. But yeah, let's grab that one. That works. And all right, once more into the breach. Need them to reverse the new anti-spam PvP update. Yeah, that if they had done a better job of correcting issues with like the matchmaking, then I would be fine with the new changes. But since in my experience so far, with the new PvP system is it still just only repeats the same couple of suggestions. Like you hit refresh and it's just like, here's the same suggestion again, here's the same suggestions again. And like you can't actually find other players that you can actually reasonably fight. Yeah, it's unfortunately, I think, just going to lead to more sandbagging of the lucky players that have a fully ascended Fuka. Essentially, that's the deciding factor. I don't know about this 2 defenders allowing me to survive this thing. I don't know that this is enough. Yeah. I just can't even get a second team, like, feet on the ground to even do anything. With all of my speed and action advance being in the first party, it's just hopeless. I'll go ahead and see what these two can do to put some damage into them. And we'll see what we can build out of a third team. So we still got Alina. We can look at our support, see what we got there. Yeah, I've got Fuka. She's in my PvP team. She is not Ascension 2 yet. It is rough. Like, basically, I can just assess teams by if there's a Fuka in it, it's probably Ascension 2, and I don't want to touch... I just lose. I just lose. And then, if it doesn't have Fuka in it, then I have hope. Yeah, sadly, Sayaka was not able to protect Monica in this particular scenario. But she's helping Homer out. He's still alive. But yeah, my experience this morning for PvP was like, alright, I found a team that doesn't have Fuka in it. I can fight that. Alright, I found a team that doesn't have Fuka in it. I can fight that. Okay, it will no longer suggest me any team that does not have Fuka in it. Now what? Now I just lose every single fight. Yeah, the PvP system has been needing an overhaul for a while. And that was not it. That was not quite it. In a situation where things were a little bit healthier in the PvP, I would like the recent change. It makes sense. But the meta right now is just broken. Not that it was particularly great before Fuka came out. It was still basically the same strategy, but then they just put, oh, well, now the strategy's stronger behind a limited unit. Kosaka, go. You got this, girl. You know what? Actually, for the sake of, I need some water. Oh, there we go. The end anyway. Well, yeah, that team did not nothing, but it did mostly nothing. So let's throw that in there. Okay. Find that as long as Fuka is the only meta that they have, even at A2, even if they have a low ascended everything else, I'm assuming to be okay. It's, I mean, just A2 Fuka just says the opponent's party is in break first thing in the battle. Which is really strong. Okay, so now that I used my best two remaining defenders in the hope of surviving anything that time, what do we got left? I guess we try out Koito for the first time. We want a wide breaker. So, all right, Alina is going to go there. I think that's going to be our best option for an attacker here. I know, she's actually pretty decent, isn't she? Oh no, she's single target. Okay. Right, I think I was hearing that she was good for the new raid. Not this. So I think we're gonna go with that. Let's see. What supports we got here? Remember how she works since I just pulled her and don't have her full chrysalis yet. Actually, let me see if I pulled any of these. I've not actually checked since this morning. So mana infusion, no. Quick step, no. Of course not. And focused guard, no. Good swap if we're indomitable, but oof. Well, anyhow, her skills say reduces the breakage, depletion resistance. Increases their speed. Not good. Increases their speed. Okay. Let's give her a shot. And what? How does she work again? You know, I wonder now if I should have thrown Corbiao into the previous team in order to give it some delay, because maybe Sayaka, Sayaka wasn't even able to fully defend Homura, I guess. Yeah, I really need some sort of acceleration here, which I just don't really have. Granted, I do have a couple of units that, again, I'm not entirely familiar with. She's in... Yeah, she's single target. He is... Yeah, I remember I got her specifically because she was pretty strong. Looks like pretty offensively strong. Not much in the way of... I mean, she's got some personal speed up there. I keep thinking of characters I want and then being like, oh right, they're dark. I can't use them. Yeah, man. My choices on Team 3 are getting really, really slim. She's a single hearted thing. We're just gonna bring a healer and hope for the best, I think. Okay, so she's gonna that. So I am also thinking with you had said that you had your Ren on the outside and your Sakura on the inside on the team that you built. That being the case, I do wonder if there might be something to getting Sakura in the center to have more ults from Kaede's little bit of extra mana, hitting her more often, could make a difference. It's a thought. So when we inevitably go to fight 3, maybe that'll be something. Yeah, what time is it even getting to be? Ooh. Ah, excellent. Reference picture is in Discord. Palm this up, bring this over to this monitor. Okay. All right, yeah. When we go to the inevitable fight 3, what am I going to sign for right now? Oh, yes, that works. A couple. Okay, she can have more than just level 1. Let's fix that. Go back. And presumably immediately die. Rough out here on Team 3. That did nothing. Wait, she doesn't guard the whole team? I forgot about that. I knew there was a reason I thought that she was, like, only for support. That would do it. However, I do appear to be taking way less damage for some reason. Never mind. There it is. Ooh. Alright, so yeah, looking over at your team here, I think so I definitely see some similarities in regards to like what's assigned to what for portraits and assists, but I do also see some differences, so. Alright, yeah, I should also maybe not be full autoing this right now, but I don't have the highest hopes at the moment. Although performing better than I expected. Okay. Cut the boss and break. It gives us a little bit of a reprieve from the damage. Okay, well, clearly I figured out something here with Team 3 that I can apply to Team 2. Should we not get it in one team on our next attempt? But after the next attempt, which will hopefully succeed, I think I might try and swap over to Tower. This is like the last day of Tower. I don't like that its count mechanic is going off. Which is based off of being hit by enemies under a certain health threshold, I believe. Oh. Okay. It's actually not that bad. And that's the end of the battle. Rough. Alright. So, let's... Well, I guess you can do a fourth battle, but yeah, I'm retreating. I'm kind of definitely out of everything at this point. Back, play, practice, and assign. Let's see what we got here. All right, so let's... All right, let's go ahead and first off, I'm going to try and just like fully duplicate your party here as best I can. So, of course. So we want Nani, and then Ren, and then Sakura in the middle, and then Moimura there, and then Kaede over there. Right. And then we want this one. I don't even have that one on. All right, so I was just swapping around slots. That was originally on Sakura. All right, so then you've got this one here. And then she has that one. Yes, that one's already the correct one. And this one is specs to a news perspective. All right. All right, now those are all matched up. And now you, Mabayu. Yep. And you get Kame. You get... Oh, right. I don't have her. I don't have Sumir. Limited's a rough. So just double check here. Sakura recommends, yes. No. Oriko. Guide does also recommend portrait that I did have before for the crit rate. But sticking with this here, so then here, that, and then this one is already set correctly. All right. Yeah, I think, Oracle is often just one of the like generic best supports because it's just, yeah. I wonder if, so if you had your crit through that support, then maybe I should switch over to crit from this. Okay, so that is damage versus rate versus, and she does kind of give herself rate up. So yeah, maybe that. Yeah. I guess the guide does also say that the other one doesn't really recommend it if you're using her EX. So fair enough. Yeah. So either 25% increased damage plus, let's 35% increased damage or mana. We'll take mana. I think that means more ult. I think that might edge out over the increased elemental damage. Okay. And did I max out her ult already? I'm just going to double check that. All right, I just need to double check. All right, I remember what I was double checking. So yeah, it looks like no. Let's go ahead. Hopefully the recent increased rate of tomes continues. Could use some more bingo missions. The 15 for those was really appreciated. All right. One more time. Turn off full auto. Right now, the only ult levels you don't have maxed are Sana. Valid. Again, I've never once tried using her and not been disappointed. And regular Kyoko, another one that also I find isn't often terribly relevant. Some A1s and A0s. Okay, yeah. Being locked out. Yeah, absolutely. I have enough Ascension 5s that I have not maxed out yet that also do not have, that I just like don't have enough tomes to max all of them out. So I'm being choosy. All right, do that first. Let damage dealt you up. Then we do the battle skill. Doesn't quite give us the ult. That does. No. Okay, no. Actually, cancel. Cancel. We want that one first. And then those. And then special attack, and then another special attack. And then some autos. Okay. We're target that one. And then the 2 on the end didn't have the debuff already, so... Send that there. I believe that's going to be this one. Yep. So I believe out of these units that I have here, at least Moimura and Mami are ones that I have brought to the point of like optimizing their chrysalis fully. All of these have what chrysalis I want on them, but as far as substats go, okay, good. Run's still getting the follow-up attack. I was like, I just killed a lot of them. I might not have as many of them on. Yeah, I'm going to send hers there. So the more things that'll be alive longer, I've learned. Oh wow, we actually ran out of battle skill. Fix that. Yeah, I did it. Managed to overdo it. You can just get rid of that. Probably be able to avoid that by better timing my ults. Get those. No, not that. It's never happened to you unless Kaede gives SP2 and just never noticed. I'd be right. I can't check what the other essential things are from here, but I can check the wiki once I select some text. But I don't recall. Basically, I should get all 3 of those ults. I think she's a little bit further out. All right, doot, doot, doot. Yeah, sounds fine. Those 3. All right, I just need one more. We almost got there within the first round. Brutal. Like, I was kind of hoping that we would get there within the first round. That would have felt really good. And the action advance is giving me hope, but I don't think we're actually going to get there. Maybe. No, I don't think. Nope. Oh, but the follow-up attack? Nope. Okay, we're in turn 2. Just barely. Alright. very start of turn 2. So we are doing better than we were on the previous attempt. So we will have a little bit more time here. So we were like halfway through turn 2 on the last attempt. Oh, yeah, let's get that to cap off mommies. And then we'll do hers, and then Ren's. Oh, Ren didn't quite get there. Right. Get her debuffs on things. That's pretty critical to the entire build. See, this part of the fight's not too bad when it doesn't just immediately murder 3 of your units before you can do anything. It's always a little bit of a hamper on things. Alright, well, she's already gonna activate herself off of just doing the thing. I was like, I should put it there. She's just got that little sliver to go. No. Yeah, let's go that way. No. This one first. Then that one. Oh. There's a kitty calling for me. Let's get her. Come here. Right. Yes. I can help you if you're over there. I'm too far away. Alright. I'm not sure if the meowing's coming through the mic, but she's pretty meowy right now. I need more damage to be happening sooner rather than later. We are still in turn 2, and we are almost into the next phase. But, like, the extra minions, in order to be able to hit more things, just do more damage with HP length, would be really nice. Yeah. Well, it's just, I guess, things being in break to take more damage would also be wonderful. Alright, Blaster. I heard claws on the floor. I don't want to accidentally bump over the chair. Where are you? She was hiding behind the beanbag. Okay. Alright. Must be enough to put this one in break. No. Oh, gee. Okay. Yeah, just like that. Oh, is there only 3 waves in this? Okay, that explains some things. All right, well, we are on the final round again. Let's put that in the center there. Like, now that we have the additional minions plus 1 in break, you can see that there is a difference in good point. Yeah, like clear difference in damage now that we are in phase 2. I must break you. So close. There we go. That did it. Yeah. Yeah, two and break, definitely much better situation than just 1. I don't think we're ever getting these other ones into break, probably. But at least these 2 seem very broken for quite some time. Oh, we did it again. We actually ran out of SP. I think I'm just gonna have her hit the one of the ones off to the side. That's in break for the damage amplification, since it is single target. All right. Now entering phase 3. Should I try and go for one of the ones over here in the hopes of getting them into break, or just chip the damage into one of the broken ones? I don't know that we'll have enough time to get another one into break in time. So you've always been targeting these 3 instead of these 3? All right. Yeah, I mean, it might also lead to like a little bit more MP gain through her ult, depending on how things are lining up. Crazy thing is this one's down as low. Oh, right, HP link. We're going to battle skill. Wait. Another one, so another non-broken one. Alright, let's go for it. Alright, yes. Not that one. You back here in the center. Do that. See if that's enough. Yep, that's enough to make that one happen. So I'll increase everybody's gain that we get from that. Not enough to give some more ults. We're getting so close, but I know that as soon as we go to a second team, we're... Whoops, misclicked. That's less than ideal. I would like just a single... Oops, I misclicked rewind. Do they need to make the buttons so big that they take up each other's space? Oh, the end is now coming before Moemura gets to go again. Things might have been a bit different had she gotten to go. But we are getting quite close at this point. So maybe, just maybe, a second team will be able to clutch it out if I can build it right. All right, and that's the end of Team 1. You can redo stages. What do you mean by redo stages? So close. All right, so we had found that she was actually enabling some living. So let's work off of this team. This team was working better. Still lost Madoka pretty much immediately. So try swapping her for Dark Art Dominion. She survived better previously. Okay, start the next one, press the pause button in the corner. All right, let me finish putting together a team. So I think these were critical for the survival. She's going to be a good option for, I guess, Madoka maybe, instead of Alina. No. Alina gets the follow-up attacks, which is really good. And then Corbiao is our little bit of speed. Okay. Let's... Yeah, that's not going to change anything. Let's give it a shot. Yeah, that was really close. And I'm so annoyed that I misclicked on Moemura. So... All right, let's see what happens. Well, let's hit pause in the corner first. Okay, I've got retry, retreat, resume battle. G old settings. So I'm not seeing anything to redo stages. We're alive though. And now we get to put on some barriers. Let's throw those there. It's so weird that she doesn't barrier everyone. They took them out of break for this. Wish they hadn't have done that. Retry? Where does that take me back to? Ah, okay. Okay, well, I want to see what this team is, if this team will be able to close it out, as opposed to going back and retrying. Oh, yeah. Or wait, would this take me back to my other team? Okay, yeah, I'll give that a shot. No, this does not give me my other team back. It's battle skill. So it doesn't seem too time critical on this. Okay, so if I'd hit retry while I was still on the other team, then I would have had something. Gotcha. That's good to know. Next time I accidentally click basic attack instead of battle skill on Moimura. Thank you for letting me know. Also, like, I'm looking over this direction because that's where chat is. Like, I'm trying to talk to you there. You're there, as far as you're concerned. I mean, we are getting through these, we are getting through the, barriers at a bit of a pace here, so as long as I continue to do the not dying that I've been succeeding at thus far. I used Moimura's ult one time when I had full SP. Yeah, I would. I totally would. I like a lot of reactionary games as opposed to like planning games. And when I play Final Fantasy XIV, I play the class that's just whatever button lights up, you just hit the button. It's just a stimulation. It's just a sim tool basically. Like you press one button and then somewhere between 1 and 5 buttons light up, and you just press all the little flashy buttons. That's how I play that game. That was a mistake again. Yeah, there's so many buttons, but you just press on whatever lights up. So far, I have weirdly abundant SP for this team, too. I don't even know how I'm doing that. Aside from at least one misclick. Yeah, something's working out. There. Now they're all broken. That's the power of bringing a breaker. Now we just kind of just beat on them for a while and hope that works. Yeah, one of them does look like one's going to come out of break. Yeah, the boss is going to be out of break soon. We should probably go ahead and barrier up. Be really nice if I could get her to activate before the boss goes again. So I would love to get her ultimate off while it's still in break. All the other ones will still be in break, luckily, but... yeah, their HP is pretty low, but on the other hand, my time is running out. What am I doing here? Would kind of like to hold the SP. We do have barriers everywhere, although I think some of those are weaker barriers from her ult. I think that's how that works. I'm just gonna risk. I'm just gonna basic attack. Maybe should have gone into one of the mains instead, but. Okay. Cool. The middle ones are still on break. I'd like to see much bigger chunks taken out of that. Alright, and they are now no longer in break, so I'll be doing even less damage. Rubio's voice, among all the rest of them, just catches me off guard so frequently. Bring it. Barely even hurt. Let's put that there. And here we are at the end of Team 2's efforts. And it's not over. Alright. Well, we can always try Team 3. Nacho is the attacker that you switched for Sakura. I think she's better for the minion targeting. Well. Yeah, she's just single target, but she does hit so hard. But now... you know what? I think the strat might just be to make sure that we can activate one of our tanks, one of our defenders, before it just hits us so hard that it starts killing people. Is that the strat? I feel like last time we lost like Monica and our attacker and our slot here. So yeah. Yeah, let's give it a shot. Let's double check. And then after this, I think I'm going to go over to Tower, for it is now long 11 stream. Yeah, I've got like not that much longer left for the sake of streaming. This has been very informative, and I appreciate all of the help that you've been providing thus far. Okay. So yeah, with that, I'd like new specs to new perspective, and here they recommend a seasonal or Moimura. Wait, who's off element? Everybody's on element. Unless I got the elements wrong, and that would explain so. Oh, yeah, okay. That explains so much on why I was failing miserably before. Because I didn't have it filtered by elements correctly. You do not have access to light. That that explains so much. I had this set up for other content. Okay, so all right. Not 4-star, 5-star. Okay, so maybe I'd be dying less if I wasn't using the wrong element. So let's try. You are AoE on elements. You are going to get replaced with a different. It's really only one option. All right, what about another breaker or attacker? Oh, no wonder I was struggling. I had struggle mode turned on. Let's see. Like some kind of not single target. We'll just take Mel, I guess. And let's try swapping Dark for a healer. And we have one option, Tiramisu Finale. So healers. The recommended portrait for Tiramisu Finale is it's cake party time. How fitting. Glitter Joy. And right now is she's going. Yeah, I'll grab that one. Let's get you some more levels. Oh, wow. Okay, double check. You are 132. Okay. You are 130. All right. Bring you up to 130. It's that extra little bump to relevance. All right. Yeah, that should all be all right. Let's see if we can close this one out. This is all, of course, still practice. Yeah, if I wind up figuring out something off stream for pulling out the extra or maybe even crisis difficulties at some point, maybe I'll wind up doing another stream of this here crisis. Show that off. Alright, I was about to say maybe Hazuki would have been the you know what, I want to put that one in break. Yeah, I was about to say maybe Hazuki was the choice here, because even though she would die, if she could just get the tank to go off first, some Alright. Ariachio, I just need you to hit the one that's broken as hard as you possibly can. Channel all the energy of Isekai Truck-kun and just hit it as hard as you can. Alright. See what this does. I want to see the health bar. Okay. Alright. Alright, so her battle skill hits everything. Okay, cool. Let's do that. What? Something about that character that I don't understand how it works. Now I get to special attack with her. Okay. Such a silly but such a fun animation. Alright, let's break another, I guess. Why is her basic attack glowing? I need to learn these characters more. What do you do? When you're on the third team, you're playing a character that you've never played before. Okay. So I use that now. It buffs her breakage depletion. Gives her mana. Okay. So... Wait. So it grants an extra action to self while increasing speed. Okay. Let's do that, and then let's give the extra action, which then gives the Gotcha. Hit it hard as you can. I didn't say almost as hard as you can. Said as hard as you can. Alright, let's break some more of these. Okay, now this break percentage is higher than those, so. Okay, but now her battle skill's glowing. Okay. Oh, I think I see how I'm supposed to use her now. Starting to get it. Oh, hello, new chatter. Her extra actions allow you to charge up her magic up to 3 for better breaking. If she's at 3 magic, there's no need to skill. Yeah, okay. Okay, yeah. It's coming together. And yeah, hello! I hope you are doing well. I am struggle bussing my way through the extra difficulty of Crisis. Yeah, I think I've definitely learned enough here that I think I'm going to be able to accomplish this. But I am just running a little low on stream time towards doing that. Fire off that. We're getting so close. Couple more good Yachio hits into a broken target. Should do it. Okay. So, and I kind of feel like I don't want to battle skill 3 times in a row. 2. Yeah. Yeah, I could definitely see that Mel would not work well in auto at all. But I'm guessing she's not really worth it to try and multiple battle skill into a charged up basic attack at this stage. But she is probably... Oh, she does give SP refund, so I should probably go ahead and just activate her multiple times into one of these to break it, maybe? Okay, so that does... If I have the SP for it in Yachio, and she gives... Okay, so the extra SP that she gives back is... It, from an Ascension that she gets something for that, maybe? Okay, she gets SP back when she breaks an enemy. She could maybe dump into that, get 1 SP back. Still have some Fiaccio. But I think... No, not that. I want... Just gonna... basic attack into that one to get that up to 450. And hope that wasn't the mistake that ruins everything. I would like to ult now. I would like to ult. You know, that was probably kind of a little pointless, actually, now that I realize it. Okay. Now, Chan, I need you to hit hard as you can. Come on, close it out. We got there. Okay. No, if only this was actually a ranked battle. Oh, man. Woo! All right, easy. So that's how you beat. That's how you beat extra difficulty in Crisis. Whew. All right, I will definitely be able to close that out later. Yeah, now I just got to do it all over again. That was only like an hour. Yeah, I didn't. I was gonna use up all my thingies. So yeah, I will be, I think, doing that after the reset that's in an hour and a half. I want to go over to what time is it? Yeah, it is. I've got like 30 minutes left to stream, so don't have enough time to do that right now. So we're just gonna get those skips out of the way. I should probably double check that I've done event today. Yes, thank you so much for the help. We got there, and we will get there again. Especially now that I've realized some of the other mistakes that I was making. Okay, let's skip these real quick. Let's get us our this day our daily skips. To which I don't think I've even gotten raid in either. Music suddenly kicks in as we hit. All right, that one doesn't have battles. I really need to get to reading that story though. No, not 14, 15. Yeah, of course. Crisis, the thing that continues for a few more days. I spent most of my stream time on in Tower, which ends tomorrow. I did not get to. So let me double check that, how long that has, because maybe I'm busy this afternoon, but maybe tomorrow morning I'll be able to. Ends in 8 hours. So no. Rough. Still, did a lot better in this than any previous seasons. Yeah, let's grab any rewards we got here. Yeah, maybe I'll wind up doing another stream where I get through that and then stumble through Crisis difficulty. I think Crisis difficulty might be a little beyond me at this point. But let's just demonstrate what I got for raid right now, which I think I can improve upon. This is just what I've thrown together for the time being, but sure, let's see how this goes against the 15. This is totally untested. So, yeah, this is my raid team right now. I've only ever been able to do Crisis difficulty in the very first Crisis. Yeah, unfortunately, the crises have been hitting during IRL crises for me, where I haven't been able to get to things. So, I haven't been able to get through Extra prior to now to even see that I'm gonna just auto battle this. Yeah, you're not touching Crisis. Fair. I probably will, out of curiosity, off stream at some point in time. But yeah, I hope to be streaming any future crises that come out, as well as towers, maybe some score attacks and raids, as those come out and are interesting enough. Especially since I do think my health is going to permit it from this point forward. So it'll usually be probably like a day or two after they come out. I mean, there's so many times where like there's a stream to announce things coming out, and then it's like very little time for me to react to scheduling a stream afterwards. It's like, oh yeah, it comes out tonight in like 3 hours or tomorrow. And I also like to get a little bit of time to try and figure out some things instead of going in fully blind. If only your Yachio is A4, you wouldn't have to fully rely on Ren and Sayaka. If I could give you 4 Ascensions for Yachio, I would. I do not need an Ascension 20 Yachio. I wish I could donate all of my extra Yachios to everyone. I wish I could just set up like a mutual aid, just like take a Kyoko, leave a Kyoko. I'd like to trade my 17 extra Yachios for a Fuka, please. Anyone? Anyone? I mean, so this is my first time doing this difficulty, and it doesn't look like I'm doing too much worse damage-wise than on previous difficulties. So we're not falling off quite as much as we're just the amount of damage that this team does ain't enough. Yeah, I just had a random thought run through my head that there are like a few other games that are Modica that I'd like to try and do on stream at some point in time. Grief Syndrome is one of them, which is a fan game, like side scroller action game. So question, which character on this raid is better, Rena or Mel? I think Mel might actually be better, and that is one of the changes that I was thinking of doing. So let's go ahead and make that swap real quick, and then we can double check through that. So let me ready for battle on a 15. Go to assign. I would definitely need, I'll swap off of auto battle for this for the sake of Mel. But that is one of the ones that I was curious about myself. So breaker. Mel. Save. Go ahead and leave all other things the same. Yeah, so my Mel is A3 and my Rena is A5, so that is a factor. It's definitely built a bit more. But I can say so. Let me see here. There is, if anybody's not familiar with it, there's a couple of spreadsheets out there. There's the main Nausea Exedra info, which I feel a lot of people are familiar with. There's another one that I've seen posted on Reddit before that is Badman's Magia Exedra Kyoku index. And in there, that person does have a guide for Link Raid on one of the tabs. And in there, they have their suggestions, and they actually recommend primarily Mel, followed by, this is as far as breakers go, but Mel followed by Mabayu, and then Rena. So in theory, assuming their data is correct, and I'm posting that doc here, and it's also that and the other doc are in my Discord, which you can get from exclamation point Discord. Yeah, the other Mabayu, Breaker Mabayu, they actually recommend over Rena, which is surprising. But yeah, so I recommend in order her, and then her, and then her, and then characters I don't have. Yeah, I've been thrown by that before. Hello, and welcome back, Madoka. I am going through a little bit of raid stuff right now. So we just tested the same team, but with Rena in here, who is A5. I've swapped her out for an A3 Mel, and I will be not auto-battling in order to properly run Mel. But we're going to see how that compares. A0 Snowluck there, yeah. The A0 life is rough. Very rough. Yeah, as we get started here, and I begin to gradually click through all the battles. I was, oh, you've been drawing? That's awesome. It is good to get some art out. So I'm not going to have her, I'm not going to have the SP that I had in the other battle, so I should probably just save it for here. Yeah, I don't know exactly where all of this player's data comes from as well, but it does seem like they usually make a little bit of an effort. All right, so she's already... So there's no point in battle skilling, so just basic skill. I'm guessing that's her Ascension effect. So that is a nice big healthy chunk there. Just because we are maxed SP, so maybe I should have done for the little bit of acceleration there that I would have gotten from using her battle skill. But use it. Yeah, and speaking of infinite turns, I have seen that apparently the Santa Sayaka Hazuki strategy works for the current crisis. So I remember they patched that like priority 1 back in the day when that was first found. So a little interesting to see it back at this point. Yeah, we definitely need those. All right, so let's begin the process of giving Mel the magic points. Okay. Do that and then that. I think that's how I want to stack that. Sadly not getting the SP from her, but she is a 3. Or wait, no, that's right. I'm thinking of something else. It's very easy for me to get confused while yapping constantly. That. Taking nice big chunks off. However, I'm not sure, comparable to Rena, how much of a impact that is having. And at the same time, Rena does have the speed deprioritization for them, for opponents that she hits, so that always, to me, feels pretty good, but what feels good doesn't necessarily always mean the best numbers in the end. Yeah, I was afraid of bringing Kaede on auto in case she doesn't heal the 3 that you want. Yeah, it's... Luckily, with my experience with having a very, very built Kirika is... it's not usually a matter of life or death on which one she heals, but on anything that is kind of tight for actually beating it, it's scary. Like, if it's actually tight on me staying alive, I'm terrified of taking somebody who doesn't give barrier to the whole team or heal the whole team. Let's hold this. All right, let's see if we can pull off this here. So let's battle skill, battle skill, battle skill, attack. Okay, well, I guess... let me double check how her special attack works. Oh, that just gives her 3 mana. Okay, so yes, let's think battle skill one more time, and then basic, and then ult. Okay. It is so rude that didn't break it, because I would have really liked that to have gone to the extra gauge depletion. Okay, so let's do this one first, and then... Okay. And then, okay. We have achieved break. And now, presumably, I will want to... I guess it doesn't matter to use her battle skill now anyway. Basic attack. Will we? No. She will be after that. Yeah. Just to make sure. Let's get Moimura to get her ult. And get Yachio that little bit closer. Just hit and hit again, and all right, with that we are now almost up to the numbers that we had in the last raid. So that definitely says something. Basic attack. We're all at good health, except for the ones at the very ends. Although if I can get her to boost up enough in her ult, which doesn't even really mean that she needs to be targeted here, just needs to use her special attack, but that should be able to get... Actually, let's Wait until after their attacks are done. There we go. Then that should be able to get Mel's ult to go off. Okay, actually, let's do Moima's first and then Mel's. That's a good sizable chunk. And then she'll be ready to just basic attack. Not having a battle skill. I'm learning Mel. Basic attack. Okay, let's go ahead just because I don't know that we're going to get into a break again. Yeah, you can just watch as I learn Mel, and then you don't have to Mel with what is even the right choice here? Okay, looking at what we've got between now and the end, we'll probably get a little bit more. Oh, wait. Actually, what we want to do is just definitely not do that so that we get Moimura on SP. Okay. Basic attack. Now, on auto, you can only delete this boss on level 7, sadly. Yeah, I think that's probably around where I can solo it, is around 7. And well, Purgus Noct is Purgus Noct is an interesting one. It's one that, like, I definitely initially was a little afraid of. And the big wall of barrier is crazy, but once you're through that barrier, Purgus Noct crumples so hard. I love that giant increase to... It goes up to 999 on things. I love fighting Val sometimes. I'm just like, hey Val, time for your beating. But yeah, it does actually kind of seem like I am going to be getting a higher number out of. Of course, we've got this other player in here just blowing this thing away. So I need to pick up my pace, honestly. Let's try and hit a few things before Chio's turn. Didn't quite get the ult there. That's unfortunate. Okay, so now the break gauge depletion is a little bit higher, I think. Yeah, let's save this to the end. Try and get highest break gauge just to hit as hard as we can there. Boss won't be going again before the end, so don't care about that. Let's get Moimura's ult to go off. Let's get some more action advance in here. Oh, alright. Well, normally I'd want to stack that the other way, but whatever. Alright, so could always be the manual versus auto balance difference, or auto battle difference. But I do believe I am getting a significantly higher number. Yeah, you gotta love the randoms that just come in and just absolutely annihilate the raid. But what are you even doing? I really wish you could see the other players' teams. Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to see their teams just out of curiosity. Oh, that's you? Yeah, I would be curious what your team is that's pulling off that much damage. That is impressive. I'd also love that for you. But I wish that, like, from this interface, it could be like, go see what their team was, like you can in certain other modes. Yeah, also, thank you for coming in and contributing a ton of damage to my raid. So all A5. Not a whale, but not free to play. Kaede, Ren, Moimura, Rami, Sayaka. Okay. Okay. Let's go into a sign here. So, is that like regular Mommy and regular Sayaka? Let's see here. Let's go over to Party 7. I am not sure if Twitch will deny it or not. I don't think I've set up anything to deny links. You could send that. I also do have a Discord, exclamation point Discord, where I've got channels for posting those types of things. Yeah, let's see here. All right. We're going to go ahead and go into hour 3 of stream now then. I'm just missing lunch. It's fine. Grab my sandwich. Got a little bit more reloading time here. I can work with. So, let's see here. There's Discord. All right, we got it. So yeah, that is, wow. Okay. Yeah, that is just plain base original game Sayaka and Mommy. That is, wow. Yeah, these are all characters that were in when the game released. All right, I have to try this out. Okay, Sayaka, Mommy, Moimura, Ren, and Kaede. All right, is there anything particularly important to know for navigating or piloting this team, or is it just fire up auto battle and let it go? Okay, I do have Glitter Joy. And then over here we want, oh, yeah, I don't have her. Need Sayaka to come through more. Yeah, so let's see. Let's look at my ascensions. Yeah, 2, 5, 5, 5, 2. Yeah, I'm a little low on the ascensions on the sides. All right, so I will need to pick something else because that is Hinano as the support, which I'm at least assuming isn't the Hinano I do have all the way down here in the 4 stars. Play live pretty easily on these difficulties, and you just mostly play it like you're autoing. Okay, so yeah, I will put together this team and then fire it up on auto and just see how to do. Yeah, I do have Moimura and Mommy. Luckily, those were such game changers. Okay, first of all, getting Moimura at all. Mommy A2 were game changers, and getting each of their A4s, this just became an entirely different game. So let's see here. Speed 12. That's just better. Yeah, I think. Okay. Oh, like that decreases damage taken, not increases damage dealt. Okay. I read that wrong. Yeah, teams built around being able to auto in the first place, so it's supposed to perform better on manual, of course. Yeah, do an attacker. Okay. It's just for the highest base deck, so probably. Let's see here. Well, maybe Yachi. Okay, let's save and then let's compare. So yeah, highest attack. Oh, I guess slightly beats her out. +2 to +6. Yeah, she's kind of insanely built on my account. Okay. Yeah, I also, my teams frequently consist of Mami and Moimura for the sake of just speed and auto battle. Okay, the only sport that you found that works with debuffers better than an attacker is Hinata. Interesting. Okay, so in this one. Yeah, this is usually the ones that I support with here. And then Kirka. Alright. And then well, to all the same portraits, so we've got, there it is, cake party time. Yes. Want that, and then you are the crit. You've already got the crit. You get proof of friends again. Yeah, you can swap those. Mami has Broke the Lies Ahead, and Sayaka is, oh no, I don't know if I have that one leveled. Only applicable for maximizing run damage, so debuffer supports were better in other cases. Yeah, I did figure that one. Yeah, I do. I've got other defense ones up here, like this one. Yeah. All right. Let's give this a go. I do typically find that whatever speed and action advance strategies you can pull off on a raid boss does tend to go pretty hard. And that's acceleration there as well, so. All right, let's go. Full auto. Yeah, the team that I really like to do whenever I can manage, which is just saved as Team 1, it's Moimura, so I call it the combo. It's Moimura, Mabayu, Mami, Madoka, and Madokami. There is a lot to deal with in this game, and figuring out the different builds that go together. Because of break timings and stuff, some difficulties the team isn't as good on auto. But at least in your experience, gets 1 mil auto on 20? That's crazy. I will definitely need to continue testing that. I've been in a 20 battle before. I didn't immediately die or anything, but I don't remember what raid that was, and it was a long time ago. But yeah, I've never really done like very meaningful damage on a 20. But I also remember when I first discovered just how much of a threat Ren is when she's properly built for damage. I remember there was one raid, one of the early ones, where everybody was just like, the answer is Ren. Just use Ren. Don't use an attacker, just use Ren. And I was like, the debuffer? What? Yeah. Ren, yeah. I think the one that it was, the strat that I wound up figuring out with that was, I think, an attacker and Ren, but no breaker. But now I typically run Ren when I can also have Ui. So that's usually a significant part of the strategy. Like I've started to figure out different builds that can do certain things within different color identities, but then once I'm hit with something that one of my typical teams doesn't really work with, I get so lost for a while until I figure it out again. So Dark and Void go together great, and I can make a great team out of just Dark and Void. Of course, Light is probably the strongest element, so you throw that in there. Typically, when I have blue, I also want red or something. But the way that I play this game, basically, my strategy is in trying to figure out builds and autopilot things, and, or auto battle things, which, alright, we can say now, halfway through turn 2, we are doing significantly more damage than we were previously. So, yeah, we're on our road to 1 mil, it looks like. Thank you for bringing this build to my attention. Yeah, I feel this game like a puzzle game. So, there's this game that I love for Android where that I've played through like 4 times, and it's kind of jank now. It didn't work super well on my current phone because it's like a 15-year-old indie game. But basically, you just set like a line, like a set of logic for it to operate with, and then it goes through the dungeon on its own. And I've always really loved that, and just like the logic auto-going type of thing. So I like to treat this game like a puzzle game for figuring out those builds. And then the actual manual gameplay, I don't ever really actually do. Yeah, so if you are curious about that game, it's called Dungeon Diary, I believe. I have no idea if it's available for iOS or anything. It looks like a 15-year-old indie game when you look it up. And there are... It was clearly originally made in another language, and it is translated to English. Some of the stuff there is amusing, like one of the enemies is named Brutality Frog. I love Brutality Frog. But you also get to play dress up with your gear. So that's also another aspect that I like. Yeah, if I can see my own stream here. Like, yeah, this is what the game looks like. But as you get gear, you're able to dress up your character, and it does also increase their stats, but you can also, like, level up the lower types of gear in order to get the, kind of compensate for not having the higher end gear if you like it for appearances. But yeah, and then you get to just program it out through logic, and it's like you start at the top of the dungeon, you go downwards, and the logic is like if you encounter an enemy, attack it, or whatever. Like if you encounter a wall, go left or right, or you can go back up and then go left or right, and then if you see items, move over to the space that has the item in it and pick it up. It's a super fun game, and the way it's supposed to work, you're supposed to be able to tell it to start exploring, and then go out of the app to other things. I found that on modern Android, if you do try and let it run in the background, it'll fail sometimes. So that's something. It's a 15-year-old indie game that's never been updated. So yeah, if you like trying to like puzzle out auto logic type of things, I strongly recommend that one. All right, so I did wind up at under a mil there on auto battle, 700,000, but still way better than what I was doing before. I'm curious to see. I'm not gonna fully go through the battle. I'm just gonna do a skip. But level 12, it's just level 12 is like a the level that I feel. Let's turn LP boost off. That's where I would like to try and be able to auto clear solo. Let's go ahead and fire this up. Yeah, I also need to get something to eat. I've got a sandwich here, but I keep yapping. So one moment while I just at least have a bite. Yep, that build auto clears the level 12. You missed that the auto battle on that wound up getting to 700,000 damage for me. So a little bit of an upgrade from the like around 200,000 that I was doing before. And I was able to just clear a 12 on auto with that team. Fantastic team. And you also missed me yapping about the Android game Dungeon Diary, which is a game where you get to play dress up while building your character, and also like programming logic for dungeon exploration, which that game is actually one of the inspirations that I'm pulling from. I am with one of my friends working on our own Magical Girl game, which is gameplay wise going to be a combination of like roguelike combat with like life sim elements for building, and hopefully also dress up, which is very inspired by that Android game. Yeah. Don't take full credit based off a team from the Discord that you workshopped a bit with. Yeah, I should really look more on the Discord and everything, but when it comes to a Discord with a population over a certain size, I just get overwhelmed. Yeah, so let's see. 3 in progress. All right. If any of those have been able to get closed out, we would be able to go on to the 16. Looks like we got one being worked on here now. That might do it. But while that's happening, let's go back and look at the team, because I can probably power up that team a little bit more. Don't have much that I can do with like actual unit experience at this point. And actually, I should probably go through the other interface. It's easier. So go to assign. Let's go over here. Copy party from party 7. We don't need that one anymore. All right. Yeah, they're all 134 except for Sayaka. I guess should be getting some more love. She is proving to be pretty useful today. And then, let's see here. She's already, although I could pump her special attack a little bit more. I could pump most of their special attacks a little bit more. Yeah. So that will hit harder, which is good. I do try to like have my attackers maxed out for these. Oh no. I have enough grimoires, but I don't have enough codexes. Yeah, she is just doing a lot of damage, so that increase to that there, that seems... I'll spend the resources. Yeah, I imagine one of the big limiters on getting that team to really work is going to be the Ascension, so we don't have the extra SP on special attacks from her. Max HP isn't going to do much. And over on Sayaka, we don't have... MP boost, which could definitely, and also more defense, which is just nice. It took me a little bit of time to figure out how good Ren was, unfortunately. But when the game first came out, I was also very much free to play, and I didn't get like Mommy or Moimura for the longest time. I had beaten the game up to Nightmare Needle Witch before I got, or at least Valpurgis knocked, before I was able to get Mommy or Homer. But I did have a couple of Rens, but I was mainly just messing around with like Sana followed by Kirika, and Cyrano, and like some 4 stars, really, when the game first came out. Okay, so I wasn't able to juice them up too much. But we got results. So now we can try this team on 16. All right. Let's go ahead and send party 7. You had to go manual, but you got one cleared. I appreciate that. Now we get to try 16. I don't think we'll be trying 17 on stream. I am already at this point a little over how long I was planning to stream today. But I'm having a great time. I'm glad to have so many people in here, and chatting, helping out, helping me learn a lot of things, helping each other learn a lot of things. But I do definitely need to go have lunch proper for too long. We start getting kind of busy here in like another half an hour. Yeah. Part of me is at this point now questioning why I didn't just trust in good old-fashioned Moimura and Mami when I was presented with this raid. But I've been trying to try out more things, I guess. Yeah, when you can actually do it, the combo, the Moimura, Mami, Mabayu, Madoka, and Madokami. Oh, so hard. That it's just like, it's just so ridiculously fast. Yeah, it is the original strat that I had gotten through the game with once it was available to me. To be fair, there's basically been nothing in the past where double sustain, no breaker made any sense. Yeah, that's... They keep throwing new puzzles at us. Yeah, I usually do try to run only one sustain, which is almost always Kirika, even if she's off element, because she's just that good, in my experience. I want my units to not get taken out of the fight. Kirika does that 98% of the time. But yeah, it's... I mean, since you do get some acceleration out of Kaede, like, that does kind of work as like a floating buffer debuffer kind of slot logic in my head. Part of me still wants to throw Kirika in instead of Sayaka. You get some other little bits of acceleration from it. Well, our numbers on this higher difficulty are once again higher than they were for the previous difficulty. Even at like 12, my previous team wasn't even doing any like this much damage. Definitely a major step up. I might actually wind up getting some completion up to 20. If I'm able to actually do significant chunks of damage like this. But I find when it comes to getting support from other players, at least out in the rando ocean, if you don't do enough damage, then people tend to not join as frequently, as opposed to if you're able to get like a quarter of their health away, then it seems like other people start being more encouraged to join. Kirika might get nuked on higher difficulties. Okay. I believe you. But counterpoint, I have maxed out my Kirika. Actually, I don't know if I don't think I've maximized her special attack yet. But she is max ascension. All of my 5 stars, except for the 2 that I picked up like 4 days ago, have the Chrysalis that I want for them. And Kirika is like maxed out on Chrysalis, and I've got her at 1 under account level and max magic level that's accessible to her right now. Yeah, it's in my history, like I've tried several times, like because Kirika's off element, I'll swap to Sayaka or Sana or whoever, and then I just wind up dying, and then I swap Kirika back in even though she's off element, and nobody dies. Well, we're at 500,000. So yeah, we are definitely keeping up. We're crazy. We're almost 600,000. Did we actually wind up higher damage on this one due to some weird quirk? Wow. Yeah, we did actually hit higher numbers than on the previous difficulty. All right, looks like we got some more results in here. So definitely follow there. All right. Well, this has been a pretty productive stream. I have learned a lot today. I do think I am going to go ahead and wrap up, try and get to a couple of things before I get busy here in just a little bit. But thank you everybody who came and hung out and taught me things. Hopefully learned some things as well. If you want to hang out again, reminder to follow. It really helps out. I am almost at affiliate at this point. And I plan on doing more streams like this when relevant content comes out, plus just a huge Modica fan, so possibly other Modica related content coming in the future as well. I am going to go ahead and set up a raid. I double checked. Nobody else is playing this game right now. So, unfortunately, I don't have another Exedra to send over to. But I think we'll raid over to... Let's go to Fur. He's playing some Mario Odyssey. He's one of my favorite streamers, so we'll go with that. And once I get that set up, then we will sign off. So let's see here. Sign version _ All right. So going to start the raid and end this stream here. So let me find, got too many windows open. All right, so until next time, remember to sparkle and shine. Have a wonderful time. Peace.